As creators, we get a lot of emails from brands offering collaborations and sponsorships, but not all of them are genuine. So how can you tell if an email is legit or a scam? In this video, I'll be sharing 5 tips to help you spot a fake email or a scam email from a brand so that you can protect yourself and your creator business from potential fraud. Before we dive into those 5 tips, it is important for you to understand how scam emails work and the potential harm that they can cause you. So let's go over that first. So scam brand emails, also known as phishing emails, typically work by a person pretending to be a legitimate brand in order to trick you into giving them personal information. And once they get this information, they will usually do things such as take over your social media accounts, they'll steal your passwords, or they'll even get into your personal banking information. So some scammers are really bad at pretending to be the actual brand, and it's obvious that it's fake. But there's others that have been doing this for a while, and they'll use tactics such as creating fake websites that go to the email addresses, or they'll even use the brand's logo and the same language, making it look like it's actually coming from the brand, so it's harder for you to spot that it's actually a scam. So how do you look deeper to see if the email is legit or not? Well, the first way you can do this is by checking the sender's email address. So to do this, you'll open up the email that you received from the sender and locate the sender's email address in the from field of the email. Hover your mouse cursor over the sender's name or email, and a small box should appear that displays the sender's information. Check this box and see if the email address matches the email address of the brand that they claim to represent. For example, if the email is contact@mybrand.com, but the sender's email is mybrand@gmail.com, that could be a clear sign that the email is fake. And as a pro tip, most legit brands, especially those that are big box such as Target and Ulta, are not going to be using a Gmail address. They will always use an email address from their company, such as @target.com or @ulta.com. It's important to note that some scammers use tactics like email spoofing to make their emails appear to come from the brand's email address. So if you don't know the brand's email or you're afraid spoofing is happening, you can double check their email by using the website hunter.io. So Hunter is an online tool that allows users to find and verify email addresses associated with specific domains. So to verify an email address using Hunter, you'll go ahead and open up hunter.io. And then you're going to want to copy the sender's email address from the email that you received and paste it into the verify section of Hunter. From here, Hunter will go ahead and check the email address and look for things such as, is the email address a professional email? Or can it receive emails back? And this is an important one. If it states that it can't receive emails back, that's usually a huge red flag. Remember, this is supposed to be a brand email who's looking to sponsor you. So if they can't receive emails back, how do they know what your answer is going to be? So brands definitely want to receive emails, but scammers don't because they don't want you to trace them. Now, as a pro tip, the biggest scam that's happening right now is being done by those who email you with an email ending in .zz. If you receive an email from this person, do not click on anything and do not respond back. Simply click the 3 dots at the top of the email and mark it as spam and or phishing. This will notify the email host, who can take further action into blocking that email address from contacting you or other people. Although checking the email address is a great first step, and it generally will weed out most of the scammers, it's not the only thing that you can do. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, some scammers have a way of disguising their email or website to look just like the brands that they're trying to represent. So if the email passes the address check, you'll want to move on to tip number 2, which is to check the grammar and spelling of the email. Checking for spelling and grammar errors is important for spotting a fake email because legitimate brands usually prioritize professionalism in their communication. This means legit brands are more likely to use proper spelling, grammar, and punctuation in their emails. Now, fake or scam emails, on the other hand, are often written by non-native speakers, or they're hastily put together by scammers who are not concerned with maintaining a professional appearance. And as a result, these emails may contain noticeable spelling and grammar errors, which can serve as a red flag that this is not from a legitimate brand. So tip number 2, which is to check for the email spelling and grammar, goes right along with tip number 3, which is to watch out for emails that use generic language. Generic language in an email can be a huge sign that the email is spam or phishing because scammers often send out mass emails to a large number of recipients, and they don't have the time or resources to personalize each email for each individual person, nor do they actually care. As a result, they might use generic language that is vague and does not specifically refer to you or your business. For example, they might address you as Dear Sir/Ma'am or Valued Customer instead of using your name or username. And yes, I've gotten an email that literally said Dear Sir/Ma'am. Now, legitimate emails that are from serious brands and businesses are like a perfectly tailored suit. They're personalized. The information in the email is specific to you. They'll even use your real name, and they make you feel like you're the perfect fit for their campaign without all that spammy stuff. Plus, legit brands, when they email you, are as cool as a cucumber, and they're not going to pressure you into taking any immediate action, which is also tip number 4. Avoid emails that create a sense of urgency. So to get you to do what they want, scammers love to feed off of your insecurities, and nothing does that more than creating a sense of urgency when it comes to landing a brand sponsorship. So the scammers will use all kinds of tricks to make you feel like the world's about to end if you don't act now, from urgent deadlines to even fake emergency situations. They'll even throw in some exclamation points for good measure, so you know that they're really serious. But don't be fooled by their theatrics. You need to just take a deep breath and take your time to verify the email's authenticity. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. And don't worry, a real brand will most likely not pressure you to take immediate action. They understand that you're also a small business and you need to do things such as research the brand to ensure they're a good fit for you, check your content calendar, and draft a professional email back to them, which can all take time. And as a pro tip, when responding back to real brands, you'll want to make sure that you take no more than 24 hours. This shows the brand that you're a professional, you're timely, and that you're going to be easy to work with during the campaign, which they'll love. And this can also be the make or break if you're going to get the brand deal. And if you're looking for more ways to land brand deals, you can go ahead and check out this video next. Alright, but now that you've checked the sender's email address, you've looked through the copy to make sure that there's minimal grammatical errors, that they're not using copy-paste language, and they're not pressuring you into taking immediate action or creating a sense of urgency, you can go ahead and move on to tip number 5. And this is super important. Make sure you verify links before you click on them. So verifying a link before you click on the link is important because scammers often use these links to trick you into visiting a malicious website or by downloading malware onto your device. Now, to verify links in an email before clicking on them, you'll want to go ahead and hover your mouse over the link without clicking on it to see what the URL points to. If the URL looks suspicious or different from the expected one, it's best to avoid clicking on it. And this rule also goes to emails that contain attachments or asks you to download software. And if you've been following the theme of today's video, you might have guessed downloading these attachments or downloading the software is how scammers infect your device with malware, spyware, or other malicious programs that can steal your personal information, hack your online accounts, hack your device, or even damage your files. And as a pro tip, never download an attachment or download software from email addresses you do not know. And I personally won't even do it on the first email from a brand until I have verified that the brand is legit, which I usually get on the phone with them, and then I'll ask them to send me things such as the brand's campaign, or a contract to sign, or of course, an invoice so they can pay me. All right, time for a little bonus tip. If you have used all the tips we mentioned in today's video, but you're still unsure about the email, it's best to contact the brand or the sponsor directly and confirm the details before you take any action. Now, when you go to verify with the real brand, you'll want to start a brand new email. Never reply back to the original. And you'll simply just say, "Hi, I received an email about a sponsorship opportunity and I wanted to verify the validity of the email before responding back because something just seemed off. The brand will appreciate this, and they may even ask you to forward the original email so that they can see information listed, such as the sender's email address, because this is going to help them take action, such as getting the email address removed so they don't keep using the brand's name, as that's the brand's reputation on the line. Now, what's really cool is contacting the brand about the suspicious email is a great way to build a relationship with the actual brand, and it could lead to a real brand sponsorship opportunity. That includes no spyware. But let me know what the weirdest or most obvious fake brand email you've ever received was. And as always, you can join us over on Discord, where our professional creator coaches can help aid you in the process of verifying these brand emails, so you'll never have to guess again. But my name's Tiffany Day, and I'll see you in the next video.